But
Damn.
all right. We're not here for that though today. We're here for Kubera. We have 2 chapters to cover today, guys. I didn't do last week because mostly I didn't have much to say, and I thought maybe on weeks where I don't think we're gonna have a particularly long discussion, maybe just record it off stream and maybe not waste your time with like a 30-minute, 20-minute stream, or just wait till the next week and do a double chapter. So we'll do this week's and we'll do last week's in one conversation. But how's everyone doing? How y'all chatters doing? How you Miles? How are you Glam?
The chatters.
The
I'm chill.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Big in Tokyo. I still need big in Tokyo. Kubera. Hola, what's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Yeah, so I guess we'll start. I don't think we need to particularly like go in any particular order. We can just talk about the two of them freely. I don't know if anybody has anything specific they want to point out first, because I know some of y'all are Mira fans. I don't dislike Mira, but you want to talk about why she's goated. We can get into that. We can talk about the God of Earth finally popping out. I'm like, all right, now it's real Kubera. Kubera. Now we're talking. This is what I've been waiting for. Trying to see that. It's good. That's a good scope.
I think we should do Kubera first, because it's faster. He wasn't in there a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'll say the minute he showed up again and he had the dialogue with Mirha about what's going to happen, and this again plays into the thought that we have all had, is that this dude's in some weird 3-way battle with Vishnu and Kali over time stuff. I was like, you know what? He's back in my top 10. I couldn't handle it. When I saw he's menacing and dreadful, that panel, I was like, nope, it's over.
Why do I keep saying ominous and vile? I don't know why I keep saying that. Was it dreadful and what did you say? Dreadful and
menacing and dreadful.
I keep saying ominous and I don't know why. What keep going?
I was just, as soon as they showed up, I was like, let's fucking go. It's time. This is what we've been waiting for. Like, I was literally the Moist Critical meme. Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for.
Or the what's my guy's name from Wolf of Wall Street? Leonardo DiCaprio when he does the point on TV.
Yep.
He
there
leans
it is.
forward. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I hear you. Because me and Glam's like biggest, I guess you could say, hopes and wishes for this arc was to get more of the relationship between the God of Earth and Leez specifically. I know there's a Lila, she's another Kubera and stuff like that, but I wanted this to be about those two. And now that he's finally here, it's getting interesting. The only complaint I've had about this arc so far right now is I actually think the Rao Lee's ship crash conundrum, the truth and the mystery about it, is dragging its feet a little bit, in my opinion. I think we could be a bit more efficient. I think you said just now off stream that she's trying to spread out her reveals, and I get that, but I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to like incrementally IV drip 1 millimeter, but I'm like, oh my god, just who did it? Who did it? When? Where? Like, I just want the answer. I'm being impatient though. I am. I'm being impatient. So
I don't think it's the most efficient storytelling in the world ever, but it's not.
It's not egregious. It's not like bad or nothing though. But I'm just I popped up so hard when I saw God Kubera. So did I. You're saying it because you have Vietnamese flashback to Ominous Nebula. Hey, shout out to Zeldris, man. No idea what the vile one though. You know what? Nasty and vile. I think I was thinking of Tower of God when they call Rachel nasty and vile. I think someone barred her up for no reason. Like, oh, it was Hadon. He was like, "You're no good. You know you're nasty."
He said, "You're ugly." Just whatever the fuck.
He just started. I said, "Why you start cooking her like that?" Not that he's wrong, but you don't have to say it. But yeah. So that's where I got it from, probably. So yeah. Miles, chime in, Miles.
I'm.
It is on.
Give me one sec. It
is on. It's Manaya. We were both half right. It's ominous and dreadful.
Oh,
we were half right.
There you go. See, I got one right. I'm shooting 50%. Sorry, go ahead, Miles.
Yeah. I guess we're getting like more hints about things we already knew and things we don't know. I thought it was interesting that she was like, why did I have this like innate like feeling that wasn't Vishnu, yet with this person I can't tell. And it seems like we're going with the continuous thing of like, yeah, like the no name thing is weird because I guess it's like, is it he would still have to have some portion of his name remaining rather. But like it's weird because I feel like in certain parts it's as if he does have no names, and there's plenty of things to support that. But at the same time, there could maybe be the argument that maybe he still has a small fraction because he still was summoned by the Ida at 2 spell, which would have to have had his name being used. Uh, and I guess like even it being fractured would still let it be like he's in this weird limbo like state of being a god but not being a god. But I kind of hope we do get like the full scope of his name maybe being attached with Anata's name, like I think it is, and when it got dispersed and stuff with the name sphere. So I hope we can just get more of that sooner.
Oh, hold on, sorry, I found a meme. Do you want some a way to survive? My mom's not talk to strangers. Didn't you listen just now? I'm nothing. I'm nothing, so I'm also not a stranger. Makes sense. There you go. Yeah. No, it's okay. I found it. I found it. It's when the God of Earth is talking the thing. So, do you guys think that the reason that she thinks that he's probably a Sura, not a god, the way that in the face of Vishnu, they was able to immediately discern that that was like a primeval, I guess, is because he doesn't have his name technically, so he's some weird in
Other,
betweener thing. Like,
yeah.
like I'm sure. Do you think if he just had his name and then it wasn't lost in any capacity, it'd be fine? Like they'd be like, oh yeah, like that's a god, Kubera.
Given everything Mirha's been doing with the level of intuition that she's been displaying,
Mm,
I'd probably say she would have known immediately that it was. She might have just known it was exactly Kubera when she saw him.
mm. When Brilith tried to describe Asha to Agni, she said something similar to what Mira said here. Okay. My Lord
Yeah.
Miles, do you once again need do you once again have a full essay to report on theories like the one stream? I need another. I need more neuron activation, greater wisdom. Yeah. you know,
Yeah, I still have stuff that I never got through from like the last arc, but
I mean, whenever
uh,
you want. Also, since Ine Kubera is mixed with Anata is a Sura. Oh, I guess that's I guess with that too. Say, give me. They want more. Oh, I'll say this real quick because I actually do like what the hell is Moni girl's name? Jesus Christ, Riche, right? It's Riche and
Re-
Rouge, Riche.
re-
Yeah, her little monetary might political moved me. I like that. She was like, hey,
Also,
I got money. You need some prosthetics? I was like, wait, I
shout
like her.
out, shout out Kaz's dad being in
Yes.
the arc now.
Yeah, that was interesting. I know that we caught like we were trying to see if any of the
Len.
other names. And no, okay, there you go. But I'm
Oh
saying
yeah.
the other names were like significant, but Len was the one that were like, oh, isn't the guy who popped up to talk to Agni? He's a Hyas or Hyas something like that? Did I get that right? What was he again? I'm about to look at that again. Hold on, give me a second.
I think I want to say yeah, I think it was high ass. But I am blanking. But I think it was because I think there was two specific names that were like that we knew of. One was Len, and I don't know if it was Hayas, but I think it was at least another one that we knew.
Yeah, no. At the end of the chapter, when Agni's like, "What did I say? Like, don't come here unless you need to." The guy with the yellow hair, yeah. And he called Tasaka or Kasak like a name. That guy. I think he was important. I don't really
Yeah.
know. Denem. They said there's attack by Ashura Hero. I don't know. It's not telling me. Maybe I made that up. It's okay. Ping Hayas, I think. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Ping. Cat Castaka. Yeah. And I thought for a second, like, is that a new name? Did you butcher his name? Then I think later on the blog post kind of confirmed that like they were just I guess he doesn't like them, so he calls them that. So Rand's college friend. Did we know about him before? I think they said he might have known about him before in the blog post. I actually have to read that. In my live
Yeah,
reaction, I didn't read it. I was like, this is long. I don't care. The chapter's over. I actually got to read it this time. So I read the stuff, but went with the Guricon's additional blog post. I just wasn't in the mood. I was like, bro, this is there's a lot. There's a lot of words here, and I want to I want to go I want to go do other things. So I gotta do better with remembering some of this stuff, but that's why I really need to revisit. It's just a matter of me finding the time. I'm gonna look at this real quick. Come on, I'm gonna read it real quick. Additional blog post. The scene where Pepiton played with Ravana is literally chatting and playing. The both characters have a taste for talkative pajama parties, and the two Rakshasas next to them are children of Ravana. Okay, cool. Regarding Lila being a bath attendant, I think I mentioned this before on the blog, but being an attendant, I mean, bringing towels and pouring water while high-ranking person is bathing is like a medieval historical drama. Neither gods nor Nastikas experience physiological phenomena they cannot control. Taksaka experienced burping for the first time only after taking a human form with earrings on. I want you to just look at things like sweating from embarrassment or dilated pupils as cartoon expressions because it's too difficult to convey emotions if you exclude those things. That's fair. That's fair. Garuda never had a Rakshasa lover. Again, were there more questions like this? I can't remember right now. Anyways, these are what people have been asking about for a long time, but the answers were postponed because they aren't significant enough to mention separately. However, some people are becoming more and more serious, and among them are people who cross the line because I am not responding, so I will answer them all at once. As for guesses on the work, the accuracy rate is higher if you do not do it in such a manner. If you are really curious, word the question more nicely and please don't send me screenshots of posts from other communities. People often send me screenshots and act like the majority wants to know the answer and they themselves don't care about the question. I don't know if it's on purpose, but it's always messed up post. I beg you, it's really hard on me. I'm not kidding. The other day during New Year's event, there was someone who said I should have passed on questions about area of Vafta and Kanara that I just broke the mood by answering flout like that. I received a lot of sexual comments regarding that couple, so I think I wasn't calm enough in the moment. At the moment, no matter what the world setting is, I should have thought of the fans and said pass in that question instead. So, oh, see, I knew it wasn't important. Did you care about any of that?
Nope.
I didn't. That one Kurrigan bonking the horny reader, I guess. Oh, okay, there we go. First one. Okay, yeah, just leave Kurrigan alone. These people aren't serious. Not her getting harassment, and I guess no matter who you are, you're gonna get to some degree. But I don't
It
know.
should have been they were unserious with the amount of questions about Makara and his fake girlfriend that I refuse to believe is real.
Well, yeah, during the New Year's event, because yeah, this would be like, yeah, so just like Makara this, Makara that. And I wouldn't. I see me. I wouldn't do Q&As. Don't ask me nothing. Figure it out in the story, or else it is what it is. But yeah, what's up? What's up? I just joined. Wanted to say I think Mirha made the right choice. We could talk about Mirha's little journey here. So, I mean, I honestly, I'm lobbing this to you, Glam. This is your character, bro. Talk about Mirha greatness. What impressed you? What you did or didn't like about what's going
Look
on with
at
her?
the proper, mature decision making, the forthrightness with her friend. What else can we ask for? This is the GOAT priestess right now, other than Brillis, because she exists. But I think this has been, objectively speaking, Mirha's I like Mirha, but she's not like the greatest written character in fucking Kubera that there's ever been. But I think that these last few chapters have substantially bolstered her level of quality in terms of understanding what she is and what she's done, and even giving insight into what her relationship with Ash is. And actually, like even the previous chapter that we just had, where it showed Asha getting upset that Mirha was nice to other people, it was like that was one of those moments where it was like, man, it just needs to shut the fuck up and stop being so goddamn petty. Because it highlights who Asha is as a villain, and that's probably why we're going back to Asha with the Lila stuff now, or depending on if it's going to happen or not. But
By the way, is she pretending that are they pretending they got attacked? Because didn't Asha walk away?
yeah, I think they are.
I'm like, she lied in bed, like, y'all did not fight. She barred you up and cut.
Yep.
You
I
said
think
she said
my
you're
thing is,
you're the worst type of human being. You try to get your hands dirty. You a punk, and she left. I said she verbally harassed me. I was attacked. She on that gimmick. Go ahead though.
yep. I was gonna say, I think for me, from this point forward, though, what we need to see from Mirha for I think a lot of this sort of the stuff to pay off is one, we need to get the Vayu summon. So I think this is with the amount of times that they've talked about what Vayu would and would not have done if Mirha had summoned him. I think that has to happen now. And the second thing is that I think specifically in this arc, I think we need to either get substantially more interactions. I think Mirha's got to be a big part of the plot going forward in this arc, or a future point in the story. We need to have another confrontation with Mirha and Asha to talk about what occurred on Carte.
I like that.
Because right now, I think we've got a lot of good characterization from Mira. And that's the third thing. We need
Yeah.
to see this level of intellect displayed with her as an adult. Because I'm not going to lie. Outside of the trial, she has never displayed this level of intellect as an adult that she's showing as a kid. So I think that needs to be consistent.
Is that
But
is
I
that
think
She had the
did she
opportunity
lose
to.
that because of her potential or something? I don't know.
not sure.
No
I was
idea
gonna
if
say,
that's linked.
had she had the opportunity to?
Outside of the trial, no. But she hasn't really been featured in the story that much.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah,
than maybe
it's a good point, but I guess the part with him that I probably agree with is just like I didn't associate her as a like high intellect character until recently. If that makes sense.
yeah, I
Oh,
don't
really?
I'm not saying she was dumb. Maybe I didn't remember the trial stuff as good as well as I should have. But even someone like
like
what
I
did you
thought
say?
Lila was smart
Yeah, yeah.
prior to this moment. That now, based on what she's doing as a kid, I think in no way, shape, or form should Lila be considered more intelligent than Mira is. If this level of intellect is still there.
Mhm. Unless there's a reason it's not,
Yeah.
or she doesn't want to portray herself that way. I'm not entirely sure, but
What? Do I agree with that? I don't know if I agree with that. I would say they're close, but I don't know. I think I'd still have to give the edge to Lila.
mm. Speaking of Ashes in
Just
season
based
three,
off of like
but
all she's been through and just being far older and having more relationships seemingly with gods and stuff like that, and being
Experience and wisdom doesn't
she
equal
could yeah, I would say she could be more
true, but her
experienced in
intellect
wisdom,
is
but
high.
not necessarily more like
intelligent.
profound intelligent.
Yeah.
Very true.
I know sometimes these things can come across and show themselves in like similar ways. Like I'm not saying there's an overlap. It's just they're not
Yeah.
literally the same thing. Sometimes you just know something because you've experienced it before. Like sometimes, like I have a habit of asking people older than me about certain things that are happening today, like or like just like kind of like even just like culture or politics or whatever. And they've seen like no, I've seen this before. Maybe not this bad, maybe not in this fashion, but this is like history rhymes doesn't repeat. I'm like, okay, like sometimes somebody with a longer level of perspective, more perspective on life because they've been like alive for 70 years, just know things you won't because they literally were just there. Not about them being smarter than you. Like I was there at 14 when
Yep.
the market crashed, you know. So yeah.
When I get into my RPG stat bag and always be like, intelligence and wisdom are two different things.
Yes.
For people
Yeah.
that those games.
Agreed.
Are you a wizard or are you a cleric?
Speaking of Ash's, since season 3, Kurgam has done a good job of highlighting Ash's worst traits. I agree with that.
Yes.
Just pettiness, just
Yes. And
jealousy, and envy. Yeah, yeah. It's strange that they were pretending to be attacked by Ash. I know what are they cooking over there? I don't know because I kind of chuckled, but I'm like, did you say something after she walked away and like she actually? I'm like, oh, are they over there faking that they got attacked by Asha? So I'm like, what are y'all cooking?
because of the reasoning she gave Rana why she was leaving. Because I think she said she was going to see Chandra. I want to say is what she said at the beginning of the arc.
Yeah, she said that because they don't know Chandra's gone yet. So like the main thing that we have to see is how everybody's going to react to the fact that Chandra's gone, which is like I would say I think it's I'm like 90% sure Glam like Vayu will be summoned after they learn about Chandra's being gone.
I think he might be summoned by the end of the arc, depending on where this goes.
Yeah, I think it'll be very very soon. Because Agni's teleported right there, and he's going to know from Lila, like, where the fuck is Chandra?
Yeah.
She said she looked for Chandra, so maybe she has to do that to just keep appearances. Like I got attacked by Asha, I couldn't get to Chandra. Oh no. Not Naya's not Naya. Asha's so petty she might have walked away and fired a spell at them from a distance. I could see it, but I don't think she did. That'd be funny though. Just walking away, some like a lightning flying at you. Lala has more experience, intellect. She actually touched on Chandra. Also, how did Claude know Chandra was gone? I don't know.
Claude for no reason. We just
people know he's gone. They still want the summoning. They still don't know the summoning was undone. Ah, okay. I don't know if I remember if I remember that myself. What about the part of these chapters? This was kind of funny because I guess if I remember correctly, Mirha and the person here they both kind of got an ultimatum of like what happens in both scenarios where Rao lives and when Rao dies.
Hmm?
And if I'm gonna pull up this part real quick. I'm trying to remember exactly what was said, but it's like if Rao lives to see his
Rao lives
daughter, it's like
and your son's
yeah. So there's probably
What are
more.
you? Wait,
So
are you
hold on,
saying
hold
what?
on.
Are you saying what were the two options?
I'm about to read it. If Rao safely arrives on Willarv and reunites with his daughter will be murdered, and so will your two sons who were entrusted to Anna. So,
yep.
yeah. So things, mom. Those children
And
will be caught up in it with her and die with her. And then after, it was kind of funny because after he called Mira a liar, she's like, "Wait, hold on." I said, "Wait, you had a similar
yeah,
predicament. So what decision did you make?" That's all I wanted to know. I still think this is dragging a little bit. I kind of want to move on from this part. We've been here with these weird people and their prosthetics, and I want to move on personally.
yeah, I think most of this is done as well. Like now we know that. I mean, there's somebody else in Kaz's life other than his brother now that we have in the story. Like his dad is literally right there,
Yeah.
and it's gonna. I don't know if that is ever going to be a reveal for Leez specifically. I think it's definitely going to be a reveal for Kaz at a certain point, but
Mhm.
I just don't know when it's going to occur because it depends on how long Pal's in the story.
Yeah. If Rao lives and brings Asha home, Asha kills Lee's. You think Rao would kill Asha then? It's hard to say. I can't particularly say that I have a general understanding of how Rao was like and his personality, and even with some things that Lee's has iterated here about like what he would do. I want to say that he would maybe try to like be like kind of understand why, but it's your
I think
kid.
Rao's the
You might
type of
have an
guy.
emotional reaction immediately without even really
I
thinking
think
about it.
Rao's yeah. I think Rao's the type of guy that if pushed too hard concerning his child, he would
Mhm.
fold Asha immediately.
Okay.
Given a certain set of circumstances, if Asha went a little in his mind too far, he'd just pack her up.
I
Is what I
I
think.
kind of I kind of feel like he would just react because he's a parent. Wouldn't even be
Yeah.
like a thing he did on purpose or not on purpose.
Also,
So
these last couple chapters have spoken for like this man Rao is 100% alive somewhere, wherever the fuck it is. But this dude is not dead.
I'm starting to get that inclination, but I'm like, is he dead? Is he not dead? Is he like floating through
Walk.
time? And is it some weird timey wimey row? Like I'm not entirely sure. Do you think the mom is gone for sure though?
Anna? No,
Anna's fucking out of here.
I don't think. I don't think she's. I mean, I think
She's
we're gonna.
gone.
I don't think she. I think we're gonna see her again. Is in the story? Is she alive now?
Mm.
I
Nah,
don't.
she got folded in. She got folded in the village. She got packed up.
I wouldn't be surprised if
She a
her.
normal human.
I wouldn't be surprised if her and Rao were still around. I'll be perfectly upfront.
The thing is, whenever you have things involving time, anything can be fucking anything. Like who knows? Because I remember I was like, there was a point where I was like, I think Rao's still alive with the time stuff. I just think like the way in which it's viewed is probably just weird because present, future, or whatever. But like, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, possibly. But I would be far more inclined to give Rao the benefit of the doubt far more than Anna. Like I would have to I would have to ask why would we need her still?
Still, probably it would have to be understanding why she was leaving this village and what her reasons were for leaving Lee's there and also the stuff. But like that could be answered in another way. Just
That's fair.
depends.
Mhm. Wait, in both oracles, it becomes a choice between Lees or Rao. Yep. And it's just Vishnu gives these people illusion of choice, but is always set to go according to his plan. I think I agree with that. Friendly reminder that in the other timeline, Mirha died when the lightning struck the prison. Asha's attempt probably to prevent this reveal. That killing Rao's child situation is more of a confirmation that in the alternate life Asha could have had with Rao and Lee's is not possible. Handling the coffin, I thought it was the same. Anna
Wait,
dead for
what?
sure. Wait, what? Yeah, no, someone's saying Anna. I think to answer my question, but if Anna's alive, so Anna's in the coffin.
Wait, no. He said no. The killing Rao child situation is more of a confirmation that the alternative life Asha could have had with Rao is not possible. I'm sorry. is the implication not that Asha just killed Leez out of pettiness?
I think that's a jump. I think that's a leap in logic. But that's what's going to happen. I don't think that there's just because Leez is dying in the image that Ash is the one that's going to do it. Just off of pettiness and vibe that we have of her. I do not think Kubera's vision in this case supersedes what Vishnu told Asha.
Mm.
Okay, then I think we're okay. So let me. So you're saying that the true options, would have been
Asha
Asha
kills.
lives happily or Asha kills Rao.
Yeah, because that's what Vishnu told her before. It's like you live happily and you don't get your vengeance, or you kill Rao and you get your vengeance. That's what he showed her.
So you're saying just that secondary image that we've seen by Kubera just doesn't matter at all because that never would have happened at all.
No, I think Leez would have died. I just don't think Ash is the one that's going to kill her if Rao had been saved.
Then who would have killed Leez, in your mind?
I don't know. I think the most likely option potentially is Asura or something. If the village killing still occurs, that's probably the most likely option in my mind.
Huh.
Or if the live happily with Lee's thing is like 100% true, like that would have happened if Asha had not killed Rao, like if they would have grown up together to like adulthood, because all we see from that is a childhood thing. So that could have
Yeah.
just a single moment, and Vishnu could have lied to her, or just the case that Kubera's vision of Lee's dying would have been wrong, or Vishnu lied. It's one of the two. But in none of those scenarios do I think that if Rao had lived, Asha would have killed Child Lees.
So if Rao lives, Asha just vibes.
Either
That's
vibes with him or fucks off on her own, or something else
okay.
occurs to her.
That's interesting to think about.
See, I guess it all completely does depend on the validity of like these visions and what is true. I mean, we don't have all the variables. There's going to be variables that you can't see when we talk about these things. I just would find it hard to be like, what would Asha and Rao living cause that would like make it that, like, to me it seems like the common denominator is Asha, so I would need to see some other reasoning as to why like Leez could be killed. And then speaking to your other point, it is possible that both things could be true at once, right? Because all we knew was that Asha would be happy. We weren't given a time limit. So even in Kubera's vision, it could have been maybe, as you said, Asha and Leez become like sisters, but they just both get murked, and Asha just wasn't mentioned in that vision by Kubera because he had no reason to mention her.
That out of all the visions we see from these gods, Kuberas are consistently the most inconsistent and the ones most prone to change.
Very true.
So it could be entirely possible that the visions Kubera has seen, if one of the decisions is made to change it, then he could have been wrong.
That's 100% true.
That
He do be messing that shit up.
we've seen that multiple times.
He do be messing that shit up.
Why, that's why I've always thought, like, in terms of this time thing, this dude's a rookie for it. It's probably because he's using Ananta's abilities in some ways, and he's not as provision as Ananta was. Still need that friend explained as well.
Yeah, because we've seen that Lee's vision 3 times now.
Yeah, and it's been different every single time.
Why do you think that is for him? Is that because he was a human that got that ascended and he's got weaker?
I don't think his ability to see a permanently set future is as well honed as Ananta, Kali, or Vishnu.
Do you think it could be, or do you think it's one of those things that just like it's just because he can kind of, I don't know, maybe different gods are, their stats and certain things. That's kind of obvious. My point is just like, maybe something like that. Like, yeah, some people are more credible because it's more in line with like their legitimate power or something.
Or it's the case that because all those visions of change have been about Leez, it's because of who Leez is as a person that she has the ability to change her own future based on what visions occur.
Yeah.
Or could there be something specific about their relationship that makes it hard for him to predict exactly what's going to happen to her? Are there other instances of him being like very inconsistently wrong, or are they only pertaining to Leez? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, he's made
any other predictions.
He's made predictions about other characters, but he's never done it multiple times enough to see if the future's changed. Like, he said things to Maruna and Yuta and Ran that have, to varying degrees, come true, but he's never like checked the same vision again to see if it changes in any way. He's only done that.
Also, Leez does also have an Nada's name, so like that could just by virtue of also being affiliated with time could make it
Yeah.
that her future is also extremely hard to read.
Yes.
And I think it's one of those things like Kubera could probably train it because like Anata was like learning tips and tricks when he was younger, but I think there's probably like a power cap, which I guess where that balances in between what he can actually do with it, we don't know. But like it would just never reach he can never get to the level of Kali and those guys, like even if he wanted to.
Yeah, Vishnu and Ananta. It's not even, or Manasa for that matter.
Mhm. For me, it's a more easy method for Asha to get rid of Leez if she's close to them. That makes sense. Leez would see her dad immediately die, like the father of human Shuri when he saw Sura Shuri. I'm not entirely sure if it would happen immediately off rip like that, but it's possible, I guess. Maybe it's because there are more people who can interfere with time, so the visions are more likely to change. So is he the time axis at that moment? I think the time axis. Oh wait. Oh, hold on, because I guess Anata's not here
Yeah.
technically. So
I think what it's supposed to be is
mm,
that I think I've said this before. I think there's like either 2 or 3 axes at the same time right now.
mm,
Because I think you could say Kubera and Kubera off
yeah.
rip, and there's the potential of Maruna as well.
I think me and you have been on that Maruno wavelength a little bit with
Yeah,
like those two together. Maybe be able to do what kind of like
and I think
Anata and
the
Rao were doing some
yeah,
facet.
I think the goal for Kubera in this case is like he's sort of like a stopgap measure, and he's supposed to give it to somebody else. Probably Leez.
Mm. The only case of the future changing is Lee's future when interacting with God Kubera in the Water Channel. I think I remember that. Now,
It's
I know
yeah,
you have an image of Lee's pulling a Hajime Hinata and yelling future, 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 Danganronpa. Shout out to Danganronpa 2. Super Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. It's a good game. If only they didn't fuck that shit up. Make it ass. Anaxis, is that is that a wait, is LOL, is there a fourth that's hidden and conspicuously named Phantominium? No, I don't. I think they'd probably have a more thing god name, Hindu god mythology name, so something cool like that. That's interesting to think about because like I honestly in my brain Asha always picks violence. She never picks peace. She always picks vengeance. So I always think Lee's dies no matter what. But it's interesting to think about if there's some other alternatives. But I don't know. She's petty. She told that girl you should have become someone like me. So why?
be,
Why
be
we
evil,
gotta be
bitch.
like you? Why we gotta be like you? Your life does not seem fun. I don't want to be. I don't live like that, bro. It's not that deep. Oh, Asha's funny. I am happy that she's starting to become more important again. I think the storyteller is the best when she's involved. It's actually something that I noticed. There is
I
not
actually
there.
disagree with that,
There's
but I hear you.
nothing. There's nothing wrong with the but you don't. Yeah, you well unless you have like an objective, impartial opinion. Is that just personal? Because then
Oh no, I'm saying because like my favorite stretch is the time stuff, and she wasn't really in that, so that's why I say that.
okay, but that
It's
wasn't
not
kind of
even me
my
like
that
being an
that, that
Asha
kind of
hater.
that kind of wasn't my
My
point
fault.
though. But like what I was
My
gonna say
fault.
is like because for the first two seasons she's such a prominent part of what's going on, and she kind of leads the group
Right,
in a
right.
lot of ways. That the paradigm shift of the third season when she's not around was not jarring, but it was just like okay, it's different now.
It was
Like
felt.
this is the story. This is the story without Asha being in the forefront like that, and it's still fantastic and great. And I'm not denying that that was one of the best stretches of the story, but um to me it's kind of like I think for me personally it's kind of at its best when she's around, or at least it feels right, I guess, intuitively. So
I hear you.
Naya, I think the same. Ashley always picks herself first. I feel it. Yep, that's who she is.
Her
Um,
universal constant, she's just annoying. That's
that's, no matter what timeline, no matter what universe, no matter what, she
Asha's the
chooses
new
herself.
Reverse Flash.
Jesus.
But yeah, anything else we think? Anything we think we forgot to talk about? Agni kind of left in a hurry. I wonder if it's because thing was actually taking too long to explain it, or he heard something that made him be like, wait a minute, I gotta go.
I think he was probably as soon as he knew that Asha was there, he was like, when it was or probably something about Lila or Chandra or whatever. He has to get out of there. Plus, he wasn't really doing nothing. He was just sitting there anyway.
My dark priest
I don't know.
Sierra.
I'm not gonna lie, his inclusion in the arc so far has been odd.
Bonjour, mon
Has,
cœur. Mm-hmm.
like he hasn't really done much of anything, and I'm really not certain why he's here from like a writing perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he hasn't offered anything. When he busted into the fight that Leez was about to have, Leez could have handled that on her own very easily.
I think it might be one of those things of like, it may be, I don't. It might be a little more odd to not do it just for the sake of, like, just for the fact that we haven't like seen him in so long. That Curry was probably like, let me.
Like, most we got
Yeah.
out of it was like when him and Leez interacted for the first time, and that was cute to see because I always like the two of them interacting because that's a good, I don't know, elder brother, younger sister / friend relationship that the two of them have, and it's good to see whenever it is. I think it needs to be explored more because it hasn't really been touched.
His actual daughter.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, I kind of hear you, Glad, but I wonder if he just did it because the machine used fire. Like, oh, I can go.
Yeah, I know.
It could have been one of those opportunities here. Let me just step in.
I'm thinking about it from like the meta perspective, not even like the character motivation.
No, I get you because like the moment with Mirha and then sending her in was kind of enough for me. That makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Like he could have dipped right there and like, okay, your moment's been served. Because he was aggro up until that point, and then the aggroness left when he felt the situation was sort of okay, and then he could have just been chilling outside for all we cared, and it would have been fine.
Is it the machine or the machine? Yeah, they call it the machine. So I'm in a comparison of Agni's behavior here with the god Kubera when he was investigating the incident in the past. Detective Agni, God of Earth. We'd love to see it. What do you think what reaction do you think Leeds will have to what Hayas whispered to her? What did he whisper to her? Am I stupid? Did I forget already? What did he whisper to her?
That Asha had
Keep your head on straight. There's no reason for the mirror of N5 to choose Rao's daughter over Rao. She just chose Rao, who dies as a hero, over Rao, who survives. That's probably a very important part of this this that I forgot to probably bring up. How did that line kind of resonate with you guys?
he's driven. I think it's very, very clear what Mirho was doing. She was trying to pick the option that would hurt the least amount of people, and that's really it. And like, again, Rao's a warrior. He's gonna go out fighting whatever it was, and Lee's just a kid at the time. Kid Mirha is not gonna murder Kid Lee's just because she knows Rao.
No, I think he's trying to say that he never did this for you or whatever. He just did it because like it was worse to see the pathetic version of Rao where he gives up on life or something like that. Where I'm like,
yeah,
you're grasping for straws here.
Exactly.
All right, Ma. Hit us with some of them questions, bro. Hit us with it.
What? What?
Didn't you say he was capping? You don't have those questions no more. He lied.
You don't got any questions.
Oh, I still do. I was just gonna say, honestly, the hooded person I just don't care for this person at all. That's all I was about to say.
Don't care about Kaz's dad, bro? What's wrong with you?
I like Kaz, man, but his dad, man, I don't know about him, man. That guy, man, I don't know about this guy, man. He's not that guy, man.
Hey, man, say man.
Anything you say, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Did you notice the text is a different font and color? Yes, it's red. Agni is picking the information about the gods who are giving oracles. Yeah, I feel it. I thank you for coming by on your lunch. The stream has been good so far. There was one more thing I think I wanted to say, but it's probably not gonna come to me. So, anyways, then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about earlier." So I don't think she's gonna internalize those words in any meaningful fashion. Honestly, I think she's just gonna write it off.
If Leez is tripping in any way about Mira, I think that's going to be it. It's honestly, God, going to seem out of character. I don't think in any way, shape, or form Leez is going to have any type of issue with what Mira has done.
Yeah, especially if since we kind of think like it's possible he's like really not like gone or dead or suspended in time or something. I don't even know. Like I don't know. Like I'm at Mod like when time is involved, or just I can't write anything off. So just like anything can happen.
I've been on this. Like that motherfucker is alive. Yeah. I do not believe any way, shape, or form he is dead.
'Cause it literally reminds me of when I was watching the like the one of the more recent UFC cards with John Jones or whatever. I was out and about with people and I was talking about how Wakanda Forever was not good. But I was like, if it was up to me though, like a tragedy happened, nothing you can do about that, right? And you know, rest in peace to Chadwick. But I would have made Michael B. Jordan be Killmonger. Like, but he's dead. I'm like, bro, don't tell me this. And Marvel and DC are not serious about that. It's just like Dragon Ball. People die every day, B, and come back. So just cut it out. You could time travel. You can pluck him from another universe. You could use the Speed Force. You could use Infinity Gauntlet. You could rewrite reality. You got Scarlet Witch right there. Like, I don't want to hear it. There's a million ways to bring him back. I'm kind of in that camp with Rao right now. Like, sure, there's a way if he was around. I'm not even saying he is alive, but if I wouldn't think it's nonsensical. There's probably a way for him to be around. That's all I'm saying. Patreon gang, huge shout out to the Patreon gang. Shout out to my certified BAM lovers. That's the CBL. Shout out to the Priests of Fire. Those are the certified Brilith lovers. Are they the real CBL? I don't know. They could be. But a huge shout out to the Fifth Zen Gods, my tier 3 pledgers on Patreon. Big shout out to 5:28 a.m. Big Abdel, Alan, Andrew, Bruv, Childish Nujabes, Tris, Fitz, Infinite, Irene Sharda, Jacob Holland, Johnny Rogers, Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Revenant, Scobe, Silo, Simi, follow Simi on Twitch, Sonny Katapali, Tino Brown, Zodiac, and Zyler Scotty. Thank you guys. Your support is greatly appreciated. And because of y'all, I don't gotta eat ice soup. Y'all ever had ice soup? Y'all never had to live off no ice soup, man? All right.